I got the moves. I got the moves. I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta make the city move. Like, whoa. I make the city move. I got the move.
The Boston Celtics came out of nowhere this season and have dominated from the get-go. Though they lost star Gordon Hayward, that did not stop them from dominating the league. They started the season 0-2, but then became inspired and dominated, winning 16 straight games. In these 16 games, they came up against all sorts of teams. They went up against teams such as the Mavericks, but also versus teams like the Warriors, and dominated every team they met. And when they seemed like they were going to lose, they didn't give up and won the game, either in an overtime or on a crazy game winner. And after this streak ended, they didn't lose morale. They went and won the next game. Basically, this has been an absolute rollercoaster ride for the Celtics team and fans. But today, we aren't here to talk about the current success of the Celtics. We are here to talk about their future and why it's the brightest in the league. Brighter than the Bulls, 76ers, and more. I know, they're doing pretty badly recently, but let's stay positive here. Before we start, I need to shout out my good YouTube friend, Boga. No, this isn't a regular shout out, this is important. Unfortunately, Boga might be getting his channel terminated, so he has made a new channel so he can keep uploading. He needs help to get his channel back on track to where it was, so I need you all to subscribe to him after the video. His link will be in the description and on the pinned comment. It would mean a lot if you subscribe to him. Anyway, just thought I'd let you all know. Now, let's jump into this video. The first thing we have to talk about is the blockbuster trade that went down this past offseason. Kyrie Irving requested a trade from the Cavs, so the Cavaliers decided to send him over to the Celtics for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and Brooklyn's first round pick. At the time, it seemed like the Celtics have given up too much for Kyrie, as there was no proof that Kyrie could lead a team. But now, the trade seems perfect. I think both teams won the trade, but the Celtics especially. First of all, Kyrie is overall a better player than Isaiah Thomas. Vsauce has already made a video on comparing the two players, and Kyrie came out on top as the overall better player. But again, I'm not going to go full detail here as Vsauce made this video. I'll link it in the description, but I have other points that make Kyrie just a better player and overall add to the bright future of the Celtics. Kyrie is younger than Isaiah Thomas. Though they were recruited in the same draft, this does not mean they are the same age. At the time of this video, I believe Kyrie is 25 and Thomas is 28. This means that even before his prime, Kyrie is the better player. Hear that? Kyrie hasn't even hit his prime yet. Imagine this team with prime Kyrie, almost prime Tatum, Brown, and more. I will talk about the rest of the team later, but back on Kyrie, he's doing really good as a young player, not only as a scorer, but leader. Let's take a look at his stats. So far this season, Kyrie has been averaging 24.7 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 49% from the field. Those stats are crazy, but imagine them in his prime. He could be a 27 to 30 points per game scorer and average maybe 6 or 7 assists. Kyrie's ability as a player right now is already crazy enough as it is, like his scoring ability and his clutchness, all of that would be even better. Of course, you could say he is in his prime right now, but these are the early stages of it. He will mature as a player over time and overall become a much bigger threat than what he is right now. That's crazy because he is already a tough enough opponent as it is for teams. Overall, the amount of potential Kyrie has to take over and be a superstar for the Celtics is immense. This is definitely a bright spot in the Celtics' future. The next bright spot in the Celtics team are the two young guns, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. With Gordon Hayward out for the season, the Celtics were expected to fall off as contenders, but Tatum and Brown stepped up to the challenge and have taken this team farther than what many thought was possible. Jason Tatum has been averaging 14 points and 5.6 rebounds per game this season, shooting a fantastic 51% from the field. Tatum is definitely a top 5 Rookie of the Year candidate and is a very important member of the team. Without his efforts, who knows where the Celtics would be. Most would say he's just a rookie, he's having little to no impact, but in fact, it's quite the opposite with Tatum. The energy he brings on the court as a rookie is incredible, and it's hard to deny he's having no impact. Next is Jaylen Brown. In his rookie year, Jaylen Brown had a pretty bad start to his NBA career. He was only averaging 6 points and barely 3 rebounds. He was also shooting 45% from the field as well. These stats have leaped to 14.5 points and 6 rebounds per game, shooting 47% from the field. His impact along with Tatum has been crucial to this team, but it won't be for the short term. The influence these two will have on the team will last years, even with Hayward coming back next season. That's another thing to get hyped for with this team, Gordon Hayward. I feel like everyone is forgetting the fact that he is still part of this team and he is returning. He is an amazing player, a great scorer. He was averaging 22 points a game last season, plus he is a player right in the middle of his prime. The effects he will have on the team when he returns will be extremely important and could be the factor that gets the Celtics over the line next season. And the final thing that will help contribute to the insanely bright future of the Boston Celtics, their draft picks. Though they traded their most valuable one, the Brooklyn Nets one, they are still stacked up with picks. They can use these to either trade for another star to help them beat the Cavs and Warriors, or if all fails, they can use the picks to start over. The picks they have aren't garbage either. In the upcoming 2018 draft, they own the Lakers pick if it falls between the 2nd spot and 5th spot. If that happens, they could land someone like DeAndre Ayton or Luka Doncic. They also have their own pick. In the 2019 draft, they have the Philadelphia 76ers pick or the Sacramento Kings pick. The details behind this is complicated, so I won't go over it. They also have the Grizzlies pick so long as it falls outside the top 8. They have the Clippers pick if it isn't a lottery pick, and also they have their own pick. With that, they could get someone like Jalen Hands, maybe even Zion Williamson if they're lucky. Moving on to the 2020 draft, they have the potential to land the Grizzlies pick and the Clippers pick, and they still have their own pick. This gives them the chance to land Trey Jones, LaMelo Ball, or Cassius Stanley. Finally, onto the picks they own in the 2021 draft, they again have the Grizzlies pick and their own. I know me listing all that was kind of boring, but you have to get this in your head. The Celtics have 11 first-round picks for the next 4 years. That's crazy. Those picks can either help build them for the future or be traded away for stars so they can continue to upgrade their roster. The Celtics' future is very bright, the brightest, I think, in the NBA right now. The fact that they are contending right now and have a backup plan to go along after is crazy. They can contend right now, and for the next few years, they have 2 stars in their prime, 2 future superstars and draft picks to trade for more stars or to save the franchise if they fail. Overall, the future is brighter than the sun in Boston, and teams should be afraid of this team's future ability because I have no doubt they will dominate for many more seasons yet. But what do you guys think of the Celtics? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.
I got fast cars, bad bitches, and designer clothes. Couple thousand on my wrist, and my neck is all froze. Spanish bitches butt naked, and they twerking on the stove. Too much racks in my pocket, and my wallet can't fold. I got fast cars, bad bitches, and designer clothes. I got fast cars, bad bitches, and designer clothes. Couple thousand on my wrist, and my